This is just a quick video to explain the differences between the Dawn territories, Dawnelund, Frostlund, the Dawn's territories, which are Dawnelund and Frostlund. They're all on the same continent, Dawnelund, which is south of Valandia. Valandia is a much unknown continent, and it's mostly frozen. Dawnelund is mostly frozen too, but the main livable area of Dawnelund's frozen. The rest is too rocky to live. Valandia is completely permafrost. It's never warming up. But we're not talking about Valandia, we're talking about Frostlund. So, that area where I just was is the border into Frostlund. North is Frostlund, south is Dawnelund. If you want civilization, you live on Dawnelund. If you want the frontier, you live in Frostlund. There's been projects I built to make Frostlund more livable. This isn't really related, but back in May 2022, a couple months before, 4 months before I started this, well, I made a city called Mars City in a Minecraft world that I deleted because I didn't really like it. I could not for the life of me find any warm land. So how I grew crops and made a city was simple. I use a lot of the heating techniques. What I would do is I would dome in the farms, and I would put lava underneath the water, which would allow me to have the water not freeze and the crops to grow. The reason why, well, I finally found the sand pit. The reason why I deleted that world is because it just got annoying to build a city. Every time it snowed, you could not get into any of the houses. I couldn't. I never figured out how to stop the snow. Without dominant in the place, but then it's terrible, terrible. I don't really miss that server. I don't really miss that place, but I do miss the time in my life. But anyways, so Frostlund, which we're in right now, has exactly, if I can remember correctly, one city and one stronghold. Never Lost was part of the Cochrean Empire, but is not part of the Cochrean Confederacy. It's an independent state. But my projects that were trying to civilize this place were the expansion by Neverlost and the expansion by the railroad coming out of Mayfield. I built most of the railroad back in June. I just never had the iron and the redstone for the railroad. My old railroad in Coast off of Shinra, which was the world before, which was the major world before this one. It took me forever. It didn't take me as long as it's taken me to finish this railroad now. The reason why it took so long initially was because I had to. This one's much longer. Here's the railroad right now. The original one was just over 1,000 blocks. This one's over 1,000,000. So, as you can see, that's a little bit bigger. We're gonna go deep here to get to the mountain. which is a stronghold, but is actually currently now serving as it's one of the most well-known strongholds, which because it's now the Nether Society. I forgot the name of that place. It's by people who are studying the Nether, but they're independent of the Nether Institute. It's in a mountain over here. Here's a fun fact about Frostlund. I initially lost the world here. I don't know what happened. I guess I accidentally logged out while dying, and the game just wouldn't open at all, so thank God I made a copy. Alright, here is a structure. It wasn't a stronghold. Do not enter, do not enter. Use chain to lift pot. This place wasn't a stronghold, it was an unfinished build. It's going to be... Oh shit, I don't want to walk this place. It was going to be a part of the research center for the Nether. Here's the reason why I made the railroad all the way out here. As I mentioned in the video before this, Cochrane does not have any iron. I mined more iron in 1 hour in one section of that mountain, right there, than I have mined at Cochrane my entire time playing. It was just hard to get here. That's why I never really made trips. But when I made trips, I left with so much iron and diamonds and emeralds. There's so much stuff to be harvested in that mountain. This lake was built on Father's Day, which has a lot of cobblestone here. Building railroads in Minecraft is like an art form. Oh, that's a picture, ain't it? So, it's not here. I think I might have passed it, but that's no worry. I was just trying to avoid the bad areas. I hate powdered snow with all my fucking heart. It's so annoying. And I don't have boots on, damn it. Damn it. These are all powdered. God damn it. Alright, it's okay. So this stronghold in Frostlund is where we're going to explain the lore between the two places. The differences, the glaring differences. Of course, in their left touch. But first, I'm going to pull up a chair inside this place. I'll explain this place, we'll pull up a chair there, and I'll explain everything. So, this place was originally a prison. It's Abercat Temple. was originally a prison for those who were unreliable. Many of the Bardam people were sent here by the Cocrinians to die and freeze. It's not finished yet. This place has been my little pet project for a while. Abercat portal room. Here's the treasure room. And here's the portal room. The gold of Cochrane donated by the Cochrane Institute. The Nether Institute of Cochrane. There are no builds in the Nether. Well, there are no builds in the Nether of Abercat Temple. There's a fucking fox on there. Alright. Right here leads to a... I don't know what I was going to build there. But right here leads to the old... These bodies that there remaining proof that people existed before the Cochranes. Before the Cochrane tribe. If you want to join the Abercats, you must prove yourself, prove your soul by submerging yourself in a glass vial, a glass tomb underwater, or a full day. The coldest night of the year. You're alone. Here's the food area. This is where they grow the food. Anyways, let me pull up a chair right here. So you want to know? All right, you want to know? All right. So Frostlund is completely frozen over. There is only dead mountains and dead land in Frostlund. There's very little areas to build farms. There's no areas to build farms. Everything's frozen over. There's only one occupied by a village part of Frostlund, which you can grow crops. I have not occupied that village yet since it's so destroyed by the landscape. But anyways, Frostlund spans for about, I'd say, over 100 million blocks into the foreign lands, which itself is a continent. I just had the names. I forgot the names. Farland, something like that. I made a stone when I made it there. I planted a stone with the date of me making it there. So, we're in Dawnelund. We're in the safest place you can be in Dawnelund right now, the Abercat Temple. Frostlund has very little culture. Frostlund had very little people living in it. The Bardam, the Cocrinian Confederation, the Cocrinian Empire, made it to where Neverlost is. It made it to this mountain. They never built up the region. You can find some of their ships and some of their ships under the frozen hellscape underwater. And you can find one remaining of Cocrinian settlement here. It's outside where I just showed you. These are the end of Cocrinian civilization. These are the parts of the Stone Kingdoms. Here is the... We don't know what this place was for. Why they walled it off. I believe it was a burial site, as you can see. This cave is supposedly haunted. When you're in this cave, the eyes open up and look at you. It's probably because there were hundreds of people in this cramped little temple. This cramped little stronghold. Or they all died. And they didn't make it to even the first 50-year stretch. That's how bad they had it. It was intentional. It was a way of getting rid of the undesirables. We're gonna go ahead and get some rest, and then I'll explain it some more. So, go to bed. Right. So, Frostlund has very little written history too. Frostlund has no knowledge stones. Let's go over what Frostlund was and what it isn't. So, Frostlund never hosted any cities. The center of Frostlund never hosted any cities. It held one stronghold, no knowledge stones, no caches. It is now currently used as a resource point. Now, Dawnelund, I'm not going to venture back to Dawnelund, I can explain it here. Dawnelund himself. Dawnelund herself is a continent, and it has Frostlund in it. Frostlund's a region, it's not a continent. But Dawnelund is the continent. The Dawn territory is where the Irish River is. The Irish River region of Dawnelund is where most civilization is. It's been discovered that the Landia is in fact a separate continent. It's not a region of Dawnelund. So there's an old torch made by the explorers of Dawnelund, claiming the land is Dawnelund, which is not Dawnelund anymore. It was discovered that it was a different continent. Dawnelund is a hard place to live in, even in the warm places. Very little room for buildings. If you build up a house that can have two people living in it comfortably, you basically flatten miles. You basically kill your food supply off because, well, you just build into your farm. So that's why growth has been so slow. You only have two choices. You either go up the mountains, inside the mountain. You either go up the mountains or into the Irish River. Cochrane is the most overpowered city because of the territory it's in. It's at a cinch point. It's surrounded on both ends by the Irish River. And so, it's surrounded, and it's only accessible by bridge, or you have to go over a mountain to get to it. Cochrane managed to live long. Cochrane managed to stay safe for about 500 years until the barbarians came, but were swiftly defeated by the Cochrane Voluntary Militia. Dorinsk is in the valley. The ancient area of the Rinks. is the Valley of Nu, one of the names of the mountains. The modern valley's name is Cornwall. It mixes the two mountain names, Cornflower Mountain and Stonewall Mountain. Doreen climbs parts of the mountain. It's a very pretty city. It's my prettiest city I've ever built. It's not very large. It's rich in resources, though. The Cochrane Confederation kind of dissolved on its own. It's now a voluntary confederation. It keeps the land safe. They published the Nether Institute, published multiple findings, how to stop mobs, how to do a lot of stuff. And the Temple of Light was a failed attempt to stop the mobs, but it did open up a field of science called Forever Light, which is light up every bit of civilization, so monsters of the night do not come. So, Frostlund, we built it up. We built one city in Frostlund. Current Cochrane Confederation has no city in Frostlund, but never lost. And the root of never lost. The root of never lost. I gotta really pronounce this stuff with accents. The root of never lost is never lost. The city will never be lost again. The mountain of which Mayfield sits on is Pinksmooth, which separates Frostlund from Dawnelund, or you go through the area which I listed earlier. So yeah, that's the one of this world. Frostlund versus Dawnelund.